Hey, Judy, I think your plant has spider mites.
Oh, scary.
Oh, don't be scared.
Okay.
We have a new episode of Garden Time.
Welcome to Garden Time and happy Halloween weekend. And you know, the scariest thing about this houseplant is the decoration. We're at Bauman's Farm and Garden for the last day of their Harvest Festival.
Coming up later in the show, Judy will be talking to Brian about their Cider Festival and a cool new brew that you can try.
And also, coming up in the show today, we'll show you some fall color at the Portland Japanese Garden.
But coming up first, some tried and true indoor plants. We're down here at Garland Nursery today. I'm with Erica. Erica, you know, houseplants are the craze. You know,
Yeah.
we've heard a lot of that. We see it all over social media.
Yep.
And you know, they're getting everywhere. They're popular.
Yeah.
But people that are just kind of getting into it may be a little timid about what to know, because it's different than growing a plant outside.
Yes.
But you've picked out some great plants today
Yes.
that are kind of some beginner
Yeah,
plants.
the tried and true, I like to call
Yes.
them. They're easy. They can handle all different types of light. They don't tend to get bugs or insect or disease. So these are the ones that if somebody comes in and says, I'm a newbie, I want to have some plants that are great inside for low light, high light, whatever, these are my standards that I go to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are some of the ones that you got here?
Well, of course, the easy peasy cutest one is the Marble Queen pothos. It's great for a trailing space. Again, it can handle low light, it can handle a little bit more light. Watering, it's forgiving on the water. You know, if it dries out a little bit, it's not going to croak on you. It'll just perk right back up. You know, it's good to make sure that when you water anything that you take it to the sink or do something where you know the water's draining out of it. So that's one of the keys for all these plants. But
because some of us tend, you know, we'll put it in a little decorative pot.
Yes.
On our,
Yes.
you know, make it look nice.
yes, they
But
call them cash pose.
Okay. There
Yeah.
you go. But they don't have drainage holes.
Correct. Yeah.
And so it's, you know, it's
a big thing. I mean, all the beautiful pots that we have in here, or not all of them, but a lot of them don't have a drain hole. And so people say, well, I can water it just the right amount. Well, no one can ever do that. You really want to either drop it into that pot if it doesn't have a drain hole so that you can lift it out and water it correctly.
Right, which is
what
a
I tell
good tip,
people.
because you don't want it to sit there and drown in it.
Correct.
Anymore.
Yes.
Okay, and then you have a couple other plants.
Yes.
Plants in here, some nice ones.
So these have been around for a little while, but they're still super cool. They feel like tropical. It's a ZZ plant. This is the traditional ZZ. Then you've got the Lucky ZZ. This has the rounded leaves. And again, this is a one that is fine with low light. It can handle even more light. It's, again, so great because the watering situation on them, they can handle a little less, they can handle a little more. They're just a standard great, they grow quite large, so it's good for a space if you're trying to like block a corner, that type of thing. They're good for that situation. I was saying to you earlier, like plugging in something you want to hide your plug in. I do that a lot with these. I'll just put them in front so no one knows that I have things plugged in.
And they have, you know, really nice glossy green.
Yes, yes, they make me feel like I'm on vacation.
Right.
So
and
does
then,
this one.
Right. And then this fun one. Look
Yes.
at the
Yes,
stuffing
the
in this.
Monstera. So those are just awesome. They do need a little support. I mean, these can get pretty big, so some sort of supporting system for them.
Okay.
So you need a larger space for them, medium light on them. Really, they're just, again, a tropical foliage situation for me that for like a dorm room would be great going up and around your bed.
Okay.
I don't know, whatever. Something
And then,
like
you know,
that.
these have the splits in the leaves.
Yes, yes.
You know,
And as they get
some-
older, they split more.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And then this guy here.
Okay, the Chinese evergreen, Cutlass, I think is his name, or her name. A larger specimen as well, medium light. What else about him that's so great? I mean, the variegation on the foliage is spectacular. Again, a medium water, so it can handle just average watering. Nothing it doesn't all fall apart if it doesn't get enough water. It can stay evenly moist,
Right.
I guess is what they usually tend to say.
And then the last one here.
The last one,
here.
this is the dry baby right here. This is Sansevieria. Her name is Whitney, and she can handle super dry soil, low light up to bright light. There's quite a few varieties of Sansevieria. This one has more of the marbling of the kind of cream on the edges. There's some with yellow edging. They kind of are more of an upright, kind of cool structural plant, I guess I'd say, you know. Architecturally cute.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and they're you know, your picks are all very durable. And
Yes.
very, like you said, they're good for the beginner.
Yes, yes. And I believe this is the one, the Sansevieria Whitney is the one that has the best air pollution quality. What is it? The allergens. It takes the allergens out of the air. Yeah.
So there's a lot of information on plants. You guys have a great selection down here. So make sure you come down to Garland Nursery, talk to their staff about house plants. You can get into the beginnings and all the way up onto some of the collector things. So Erica, appreciate all the information today and showing us all these great plants. So make sure you come on down to Garland Nursery.
Yeah.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Welcome to the brand new Capital Subaru.
We've taken a big step forward.
We've built one of the most unique Subaru dealerships in the U.S.
And we know you're going to love it.
There's so much to see and do here, like shop at our exclusive pet store.
And unwind in one of our amazing new lounge spaces.
Or race through the obstacle course at our new dog park.
This place is pretty stinking cool.
It's time to discover again, with over 72,000 square feet just for you.
Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
Don't let the cold and wet get you this winter. Warm up to a season of heat with Grimm's Fuel. Grimm's has plenty of wood and heating oil ready to deliver to keep you warm all winter long. Stay warm and cozy with Grimm's Fuel.
For 4 generations, Sealy Mint has grown and harvested the highest quality mint and mint oil. The commitment to quality is found in all of their signature handmade Sealy Mint products. Their mint patties, mint melts, and peppermint bark all use pure heirloom mint oils and not synthetic flavorings. Now for the holidays, you can also enjoy their handmade peppermint and spearmint candy canes and ribbon candy. You can find Sealy Mint products at your favorite market and selected gift stores, or you can order them online. Sealy Mint. Real farmers, real mint.
I'm up here at the Japanese Gardens today. I'm with Megumi. In Megumi, the trees are just in full color and they're spectacular.
They are really at peak right now. Despite the wind and the rain from the weekend, it's just the colors throughout all of our garden spaces are just so vibrant and beautiful. It's just unbelievable right now.
We were talking earlier, some people are saying, they didn't think the fall colors are that great this year. I would beg to differ, and I think they're even more spectacular.
Oh, absolutely. And as you'll recall, we went through a lot this year in terms of extreme weather. We had an ice storm, snowstorms, we had record-breaking heat. Despite that, I think nature has just shown that it's resilient and the colors are just more intense than ever, at least in our opinion. Right. And we see this a lot, so yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. Just they're just that much more brilliant.
Yeah, there's a lot of reds and oranges this year, as you can see. It kind of differs year by year on what color range you see. Right. Last year we saw a lot of yellows and oranges. This year there's a lot more intense reds. So,
and about how long they're in blue color right now.
Yeah.
About how long do you kind of think that those are going to continue?
I would say this year, through the end of the first week of November. So typically we've seen them linger throughout, mid-November, but just with the winds and everything, I don't know if it'll last that long. Right. We'll see.
But even after the leaves fall, the garden totally transitions for the winter months, and you really see the structure of all the branching of the trees, which is spectacular.
Yeah, there's really magic in the transition of the seasons, I think. It's just anytime you come, you get to see, in the winter it's all about the bone structure of the trees, and you can really see lots of the greens pop. Of course, in the fall you've got this color, so there's something special for every season, for sure.
And there's a lot more going on at the gardens now than just, I'm sure you can come up and view the gardens and see the great color.
Oh, absolutely.
But you have a lot more other activities going on.
We do. So, during COVID, we had to pause on a lot of our cultural activities and elements of the garden, but now we have our volunteer tours starting up again, so people can really walk through. The tours are about an hour and really learn much more about each of the spaces and sort of the design and intentionality, and also about the plants. Right. We also have cultural performances and demonstrations, so things like ikebana or koto harp. We have those typically on Wednesdays and Saturdays right now, so we have those back here.
And so, for more information on, where can people go to find out the information, what's going on at that?
Our website and our social media are the best places to go. Yeah. Our website really is sort of the catch-all for all of that. Our social media is great for things like fall color and really knowing what the status is. Right. But yeah, our website is sort of the best place.
And it is still time ticketed entries.
Yep. Yeah, tickets are online, tickets.japanesegarden.org. We have some tickets reserved at the Welcome Center for, you know, those who are a little bit more spontaneous, or maybe just couldn't get online or something, but yes, that's the best place to go.
Okay. You know, well, the gardens are spectacular right now. They're in full color, so make sure you come out, enjoy the color, and then come back often, because the gardens are changing throughout the seasons and the times. So it's been a pleasure to be out here, and the gardens are stunning, so we want to make sure you come back out, and it's been great to be out here. So
thank you for having us. Thank you always for coming.
Well, it's Christmas time at Al's Garden & Home, and I'm with Candace, who's the Christmas buyer here. And so, Candace, you are decorated.
We are ready. It's raining outside, but it's warm inside, and we're ready for Christmas.
And so you have this theme here. I don't know if I've ever seen one. It's all about candy and sweetness.
So this is a newer one for Al's, and it's called Candyland. And so it has peppermint treats, gingerbread houses. It's that nostalgic baking that you would do with your grandma or your mom, or a new tradition that you do with your kids. So it's just fun and cozy, and it's a new one for us at Al's.
It's so cute because it's not just the decorations on the tree, it's all the decorations, and you guys give us so many good ideas to take home for our own designs.
Yes, and the beautiful thing about it is if you don't want to do the whole theme, there's like really good aspects that you can kind of grab out of it and just do a cute tabletop in your kitchen, or you can do a hutch in your dining room. So there's really good things that you can take out of it.
And you know, I love too that it's like all reds and whites, and so I love that it's all one color, and I think that's what you get here at Al's. You always get that idea of color.
Yes, and this is one of the predominant ones because it is red and white. So, but the nice thing about that, if you're traditional or you already have your own style at home, it's going to match really good with what you already have because it is that traditional red and white color.
Right, but you have not just this theme, you have many more themes, so let's go over that one.
Many more.
Candace, now this is totally different, so elegant.
Yes, so this is Treetops Glisten, and this theme is kind of what's going on with house trends with the color of gold. So this is like a lot of white and gold, and you're going to see more gold as an accent color in Christmas. So this is an example of that, and then an example of like using different fun lighting. So instead of your standard string, doing novelty lighting within your tree.
And you always have so many different kind of lights. I always love that. And then you always have like top of the line new colors, because sometimes colors change with Christmas.
They do. So the beautiful thing about going to market, there's all these different trends and themes that you get to see in market, and then kind of make that into all these different collections that you see in the store. And so that's what our designers do. They bring all those together, and then they put it all together so the customer can kind of just pick out the colors, kind of pick out their style, and makes it pretty easy.
It does, because you make that so much easy for us as customers, because we want to change it up. We want to be fresh. We love our traditions, but we want to have the best for our family.
Yes, and I think one of the great things that we do, you can kind of stand back and pick out the colors and pick out a little bit in each theme that you can take home, and it mixes with what you already have.
Definitely. And speaking of mixing, you always have the best gnomes. I love your gnomes.
Yes, and that's been so popular for the past couple years, and it's still not going away. And it's great for all ages, and it's whimsical, and again, it's that Scandinavian feel, and it's always such a popular theme that we have in our stores.
And you have something coming up next week, which is going to be so much fun for everyone.
We do, starting on Thursday in our Sherwood location. It's our Evening of Lights, so we're so excited. It's our full-out event that we've had in the past, and it's at all our stores, and each location has something fun to offer. And so check our website for sure, so you get to see what each store has and what's going on in each one of our locations.
So that's like Thursday through Sunday, right?
Correct, yes, November 4th through the 7th.
And is there anything special going on with a sale?
All day in each one of the stores. We're going to have 20% off our Christmas, and actually throughout the stores. So yeah, it's very exciting to kind of kick off the season.
Oh, that is nice. And so really an invitation to go to all 4 Al's Garden & Home starting next Thursday, and all that information is on social media and on their website. So really bring all the family and visit all 4, because you might see one thing at one store, but it'll look totally different at another store. Candace, thanks so much. Have fun.
Thank you, Judy.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, A passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
At Portland Nursery, we believe that gardening is a creative endeavor that enriches our experience, enlivens the spaces around us, and provides a safe haven for the mind. Portland Nursery has everything you need to make your space feel unique, inviting, and exciting. From houseplants and hedges to trees, tools, veggies, and herbs, our selection is always growing and changing, just like you. Come visit us today at 50th and Stark, 90th and Division.
Ryan, you need to brush up your look. Ryan, that is better.
It's always better when you show off your Garden Time pride.
Check out the Garden Time store on our webpage for a great selection of Garden Time gifts and apparel. Choose a hoodie, shirt, hat, bag, or mask for yourself or as a gift for the Garden Time fan in your life. See the complete selection on the Garden Time website.
Pick up some Garden Time gear and show your Garden Time pride.
Do you have a leaning or broken fence? Fix a broken fence with ease. Made in Oregon, the sturdy fence post bracket can mend your drooping fence. Strong winds, falling debris, dry rot, and wayward drivers can all cause havoc on your once sturdy fence. Our sturdy bracket attaches to your existing fence and is easily installed in 30 minutes. Limit waste, materials, and save money by fixing your existing fence. Purchase online at sturdfence.com or visit participating Par Lumber and Pro Build stores.
Find everything you need for this holiday season at Owls.
I'm at Bauman Farms today with Brian. And Brian, this has been a great week or month for you.
Yes, we've been doing this for 6 weeks. The Harvest Festival's been going on. Saturday is our last day of the festival. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's been wet this year.
It's been very wet.
But that's okay. It's the Northwest, and I think all of us were happy to see some rain.
Yes, definitely. And so just come prepared.
Yeah, the parking lot's a little muddy, but my kids love it. They put on the boots, off they go. It's no problem, Dad.
Definitely. And really today's something special because it's Cider Festival today.
Cider Festival this year, we wanted to kind of go out with a bang. And we've invited 10 of our best friends who make ciders from all over the Northwest. They're coming here this Saturday, and they're going to be tasting throughout the day.
Wow, wow. And so you do have kitty cider.
Yes, we've been making regular apple cider, and we have sparkling apple cider, something for the whole family. But the actual Cider Festival is 21 or over. Okay. And this year, to kind of make everything COVID friendly, make everybody comfortable, there's only a certain amount of tickets available. So we have about 1,200 tickets available. All you need to do is go to baumansharvestfestival.com. There you can buy a ticket before you come out so you know you've got one. Nice. And then I think everybody feels a little more comfortable that way.
It does. And so make sure that you go online and get that. But you have to tell us about some of the new flavors that you have this year.
You know, our team is amazing. Christine and her crew and the cider they're doing some really cool stuff. And this year they kind of blew my mind.
This is amazing.
Blue is actually a very kind of appropriate word. So she's calling this butterflies and unicorns. And if you swirl it up a little bit, you'll notice there's actual food grade glitter inside this too. My sister wanted to call this Witch's Brew, but this will actually be available later throughout the month of November in store shelves. So Witch's Brew only kind of worked for this weekend. So butterflies and unicorns it is. And I'm excited. Would you like to try some?
Oh, well, sure, definitely.
All right.
Because going forward, it's the holiday season, so Bauman's doesn't stop just with the Harvest Festival. You're looking forward to the next holiday.
The farm will be open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5, just like always. The animals will be here, but the rest of the activities won't. So as part of your entry, everybody gets one of these nice Bauman cider glasses.
Nice.
And then you get 6 tickets to go around, try your different ciders. You can actually vote on which one is your favorite. And cheers.
Oh. I feel like a butterfly.
Yeah, it's kind of, she described it to me as like tangy lemon flavor, and that's exactly what I get.
It's nice.
Very festive, huh?
It is very festive, and it's always festive here. I mean, it's not just the festival time. I think it's any time it's festival here because you're set up for entertaining and decorating and really making our lives so much easier to have our guests at our homes.
Yes, and something to do with your family and friends. Like come out to the farm, hang out. We're excited to have you. It's been a fun harvest festival, and we're already starting to think about the next season.
Yeah. So really, you have to come out today for the last day of the Harvest Festival and for the Cider Festival. So go online and get your tickets, grab your friends and family, and come out and enjoy the last day and look forward to that next holiday. Brian, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Cheers again.
Cheers.
At Blooming Junction, fall isn't about winding down, it's about getting ready. In the garden, start the next season off right now. Fall plantings produce healthier, more robust, and drought-tolerant plants than those planted in spring or summer. In the kitchen, get ready for the holidays with fresh, organically grown produce from our fields. So, whether it's for the garden or for the kitchen this season, Blooming Junction is your place for quality, uncommon plants and produce for your home and garden.
Don't let the cold and wet get you this winter. Warm up to a season of heat with Grimm's Fuel. Grimm's has plenty of wood and heating oil ready to deliver to keep you warm all winter long. Stay warm and cozy with Grimm's Fuel.
Every year, trees fall or break, causing property damage, power outages, and injury.
Now is the time for Bartlett Tree Experts and Collier Arbor Care to get your trees ready for the extreme conditions ahead.
Our free consultation will help to spot the signs of potentially hazardous trees.
We can help address problems before they occur. Whether it's trees or shrubs, we can help you get a healthy and beautiful garden.
Collier Arbor Care and Bartlett Tree Experts, providing environmentally safe tree care since 1907.
Find everything you need for this holiday season at Owls.
So in fall, we're doing all kinds of things in our garden, but we have to remember all about our birds that come to our yard. Well, I'm with Amanda from Backyard Bird Shop, and so she's going to give us lots of tips about how we can help our birds. So what do you have?
Thank you, Judy. I appreciate y'all coming out today. So, as we know, fall, this is the time that our birds are starting to come up with their pattern on where they're going to be feeding throughout the winter, the fall and winter season. And so it's a great time to go ahead and get your feeders up now. And there's a few suggestions that we have for bringing the food and the water for the birds to keep them healthy and safe throughout the fall and winter.
Because they do come. It's not just the summertime that they come, but you can so enjoy them in your gardens and in your yards this time of year.
Absolutely, and we get different migrators in this time of year as well. But if you start feeding the birds now, they're going to continue to come throughout the fall and winter, and you're going to get lots of that fun every day.
Nice. So what do they love?
So one of the first things that I would recommend is to put up a seed feeder. There's lots of different varieties. You can do a tube feeder, you can do a tray feeder, but if you're only going to do one type of seed, black oil is the best. We call it an every birdie favorite. And so you can do black oil in the shell, and most of our backyard birds will be able to crack open the shell, but some people don't like the mess. They don't want to have to go and sweep up the mess, or they don't like what the mess might attract. And so I know I'm a lazy feeder, and so I like to feed the black oil sunflower seeds out of the shell. And so they will still make a little bit of a mess. You know, even these tiny little seeds, when they go in and break it and bite it, it'll break in half and half will fall to the ground. But then my juncos, my dark-eyed juncos come, and they're like little Roombas, and they pick up all the seed off the ground. And so it feeds the birds and it keeps them healthy, and it's a very nutritious seed. The next thing I would recommend is suet. It's really high in fat and protein, and it's super wonderful. We feed it all year, but in the winter it's even the best. And so you can go from anything like a basic suet feeder cage to something a little bit fancier for your northern flickers with a tailboard. But either way, even the basic cages that the flickers can eat from, but you want to find a suet that's really high in protein and fat content. And so it's important to look if you're, we have, as you can see, a wide variety of suets here, and it's kind of like cereal. You've got your basics that'll like maybe fill your belly, and then you've got your high quality. Definitely. That really is nutritious. And so you want to look at the fat and protein content. This is one of the favorites amongst our birds and customers, and it has peanut pieces, it has peanut butter, it has mealworms, it has lots of good stuff that the birds really need to stay healthy and full throughout the winter.
And really, the suet feeders bring a whole different kind of bird than the seed feeders.
Oftentimes they do.
Oftentimes.
You can get a lot of different birds, and so it's fun. We were talking earlier about how you can get a cloud of bush tits covering your suet feeder, and it could be 40 of them at one time.
Right.
The flickers, while they will eat the seed, they really do tend to appreciate the suet more often. Your black-capped chickadees, you just get a wide variety. Nuthatches. Lots of fun birds cover the suet feeder, and that's really fun.
And then I think we need to talk really quickly about bird baths.
Water is so important. We so often think about water in the summer months, but it's even more important in the winter because it's harder for them to find flowing water in the winter. And so we really encourage everybody to keep fresh water out for your birds in the winter months. And this is one of my favorite bird baths because it's nice and shallow. If you have one that is deeper, that's totally fine, but a lot of your smaller birds really need shallow water. And so we encourage you to look at like getting sticks in your yard or rocks. We have these that you can also add in there that can kind of lift the water up, so the birds that just need to be able to splash around in the water from a more shallow perspective have that ability to do that.
We are getting into the rainy months, so one more thing about helping to keep the seed fresh as possible, and you have a product for that.
Yes, so this is one of our favorites. One of my favorite employees here, Darlene Betat, this is one of her favorite products to talk about is Feeder Fresh, and we've done lots of research to make sure it's safe for the birds, but it's basically a type of silica that you can put in your tube feeder, either along the bottom or kind of spread throughout in layers, that helps keep the seed dry. And so that keeps it fresh for the birds. It keeps you from having to waste it if it gets wet and moldy, because that's unhealthy for the birds, so you'd have to dump it out. So it kind of makes the seed go further, and it keeps it dry and healthy for the birds.
Well, at Backyard Bird Shop, they have all kinds of little tricks and tips to really help keep the birds coming to our gardens and our yards. So please go to gardentime.tv, we'll click you over their websites, and go visit a Backyard Bird Shop to keep your birds coming to the gardens all fall and winter. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Garden Time. We'd like to thank Bauman Farms for letting us hang out today. And don't forget, today is the last day of their Harvest Festival.
And don't forget to go online to get your tickets to go to the Cider Festival.
For more information on today's show or any of our other episodes, go to gardentime.tv. Judy and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week on Garden Time.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.